Seattle may be a very rainy city, but it also is a very fun-filled, amazing place to visit. Hi, I'm Alyssa Johnson, and today I'm going to tell you about Seattle. Seattle had a population of 617,334 back in July of 2009. Imagine how many people are in the city now. Seattle gets around 9.4 million overnight visitors annually. Most of these visitors mainly come to visit Seattle's main attraction, the Space Needle. At the very top of the Space Needle is an aircraft warning beacon, which is at 605 feet. At the very bottom of the Space Needle is a 35 feet below ground level. The observation deck of the Space Needle stands at 520 feet and is visited by many tourists year-round for a 360-degree view of Seattle. The Space Needle also has a revolving Sky City restaurant that has a breathtaking view for many diners at 500 feet in the air. Entrance to a spectacular pavilion and the space-based retail shop is at ground level. Another must-see is the Seattle Aquarium, which is open to the public to visit. This aquarium was opened in 1977, located on the Elliott Bay waterfront on Pier 59. It features a window on the Washington waters, which is a huge tank that holds sea life that lives off the coast of Washington. They also have two other large tanks called the Giant Pacific Octopus and Life of a Drifter, which are very beneficial learning tools and programs for local schools. It is also a hands-on training program for volunteers during the summer that affects animal sea life in the Puget Sound. Some of these exhibits include salmon, sharks, lingcod, rockfish, pinecone fish, cowfish, potbelly seahorses, and dragonfish. Also, one of the best marketplaces on the West Coast is Pike Place Market. It has every kind of fish and seafood you could imagine. It also has many vendors showing different methods and ways to serve the North Pacific seafoods. The marketplace has a beautiful view of the water edge and also hosts the first Starbucks, which is a main attraction all by itself. It also is a farmer's market with a wide variety of fruit and vegetables from Washington farmers. The farmer's market also has some of the most beautiful flowers grown in Washington greenhouses and farms. Food isn't the only attraction in the marketplaces. They have everything from antique galleries, clothing, and accessories. So finding a gift or souvenir would be no problem at the Pike Place Market. Also, unique sculptures and photography can be found. For the finer arts, you can hear many types of music. So if you maybe want to catch a large fish tossed by a fisherman or eat some good food, I really would recommend this as a must-see place. Seattle also has a huge variety of family activities, such as the Science Fiction Museum, that explores the boundaries of science fiction in a fun and educational way. This museum is the first to be dedicated to experiences and ideas in the science fiction. Also in the museum is a Hall of Fame which tells you about world-famous sci-fi writers, artists, and filmmakers. Also in the same building is the Experience Music Project, which opened up in 2000. This music museum has traditional exhibits along with hands-on activities. It has personal collections and artifacts of many music eras. It has a sound lab where you can also make your own CDs or perform in front of live audiences. It's very costly to go in, so you really need to consider if this is something you would enjoy. The architecture of structure is really unique, and the building is worth seeing though. The Seattle Food Tours is a walking food tour that includes some of Seattle's best dining, which is also a really fun thing to do. The vendors take great pride in their cuisine. The chef or the proprietor also explain details about their food, which is very interesting. These tours are entertaining and educational, learning about the neighborhoods. Seattle's Woodland Park Zoo is also a very big must-see. It's a 92-acre zoological garden with more than 1,000 animals, which is about 300 species that cover the world. It has a nature-themed play area, which is indoors, and it also has a penguin exhibit. The zoo is well set up and has a beautiful park. This is a national award-winning zoo as well. Also, you can hop on the Spirit of Seattle, which is an Argosy tour boat, where you can see spectacular views of the Seattle skyline. On this tour, you can enjoy scenery and dining. You'll be able to see the Olympic and Cascade mountain ranges, Elliott Bay waterfront, shipping terminal historic neighborhoods, and the famous skyline. Cruise guides will describe the role of waterfront played in Seattle's history. You'll get to see Harbor Island and get information about the shipyards and dry docks. You might even get to see the Washington State ferries that are essential to visitor and commuter transportation in the Pacific Northwest. This fleet is the largest in the U.S. and third largest in the world. This ferry services the Washington Islands and towns, British Columbia, and Canada. You also get a great chance to see marine wildlife. The Pacific Science Center is a non-profit science museum in Seattle as well. It teaches children and adults about environmental stewardship, wetlands, ecology, and nature awareness. This center also provides science education to schools all across the state. Its original building was part of the 1962 World's Fair. Today, the museum is composed of 8 buildings, has 2 IMAX theaters, and one of the world's largest Laserdome theaters, a tropical butterfly house, a planetarium, and hundreds of hands-on science exhibits. It has a volcano watch to exhibit Star Lab, planetarium, and playground for the kids. Also, you can go on the Alki kayak tours, and it is a working ecosystem that supports the industries of Seattle. They are committed to the conservation and preservation of Puget Sound. These tours make it possible to discuss and learn about the history and ecosystem of the Sound. The tours offer meaningful commentary with the goal of having all kayakers leave with a greater understanding and appreciation of this area. The guide provides an extra set of eyes looking over the Sound's well-being for preventable ecological harm. It explores human and natural history of Puget Sound while providing guided sea kayak tours. Also, the Bank of America Tower was the tallest high-rise on the Pacific Coast from 1985 through 1989. It opened on March 2, 1985 as the Columbia Center. It became the Bank of America Tower in September of 1999. Then a full circle back to the Columbia Center in November of 2005. It was the 9th tallest building in 1985 and now ranks over 30th place. The rooftop is exactly 1,042.5 feet above the sea level. This building has 8,816 windows and 5,000 people work in the tower daily and is the tallest building in Washington. There's an observation deck on the 73rd floor that provides one of the best views in the Seattle area. Tourists can see the Waters, Stadium, Space Needle, and all of the towers of Seattle from this floor. About 2,000 people visit the tower every business day, where tickets are only $4 compared to the $16 charged at the Space Needle. So there are just quite a few of reasons you should visit Seattle, and there are many more fun things to do, so yeah, you can look into it. Thank you for listening to my speech.